Did she really admit her mistakes and apologize? No. She was just afraid of losing her job. What's up? We're here. Again. So if you remember what's happening with some of Genshin's VA or Hoyo vs VA back then, there's a quite big fuss about it, which finally went wrong. VA rage quitting, VA deleted their social media account, VA called people idiots, and somehow, now, it got even worse, kinda. So, back then, Kayli Mills, or we know her more as Keqing's VA, deleted her Twitter account, right? And at that time, we know she will come back at some point, probably after everything gets a little bit more quiet, and she did. But when we all don't want to talk about this anymore, she came out with an apology that somehow disappoints more people, including the CN player, which we'll talk about soon. But then, how does an apology make people disappointed? Well, for the context, here's what Kayli Mills said. To be honest, I have been advised against getting further involved in the situation at all, but I feel like this is the right thing to do, so here we are. First of all, I realized my criticism of Jacob should never have been public. Although I was far from the first person to make a response, further involving fans was not necessary and only caused more strife. I also apologize for bringing up the public tweet I saw in passing about him purchasing a home. It was wrong of me to use that as an argument that he didn't need this one job to make ends meet. I was frustrated trying to explain a point, and honestly, none of that is any of my business. I don't want it to be. And it didn't matter to the point I was trying to make at all. I did send him a message privately on April 2nd to apologize about getting the public further involved and explaining why we were upset. Also that, at least personally, there are no feelings of hatred or any hopes of ill will personally or professionally. I do not know him, but I thought about what I would do if a friend or close colleague did something I found hurtful to our community, and I would have indeed not responded publicly. I would have confronted them directly. Me not being the first to say something doesn't make it more okay. I'm sorry that was clumsily worded. Okay, now I know. Now I kinda understand why people are upset about this. First of all, I'm not a genius, I'm not a professor or anything, but for some reason, I feel like, is this really an apology? Like, she apologized for the wrong point. I don't know, maybe it's just me, I'm not a hater, I do like her voice as Keqing, but this is different matter. Few things that made me kinda disappointed. She said, although I was far from the first person to make a response, further involving fans was not necessary and only caused more strife. I'm not trying to attack her, but in general, speaking in general, when you see someone get bullied, joining the force to bully the victim doesn't make you any better than the first bully. You're still the bully, you're still the bad person. And when you apologize, you should apologize for bullying the victim, not apologizing for joining the bully. You get what I mean? Yeah, you get what I mean. And here also, she said, first of all, I realized my criticism of Jacob should have never been public. I think it would have been a lot better if she said, I realized my mistake. I should have not done this. Even worse, to put it on public. I'm sorry. That's all. But when she said it like this, like how many people would think that she basically said she would rather confront him directly and basically he still got ganged up, but in privately, not in public. And I'm not gonna be the judge here, but this apology gonna get ugly at some point. Many people are happy for this because at least she's sorry for the thing she have done, but more people are on the opposite side. In this tweet, we can see the comments here. We got Taki's comment first. That's gonna be a yikes for me, dog. And then this, you're next, bitch. And this one, TLDR, I have told to apologize and don't really care for what I did. Also, my job is on the line, so I'm just going to BS this apology. And we even got this essay correction moment here. And 2 out of 10. And other than all these comments, people in Reddit also on the other side of the road. All this apology is missing an apology. There's a lot more, but just for the record, here's what the CN player think. It's from this video over here. A normal person's apology. I was wrong. Keqing's apology. I was not wrong. The whole letter was filled with reluctance. It would be better if this apology letter was not written. Even the childs know that when admitting a mistake, one should say where one went wrong and not make the mistakes again. The smartest one would even say how to make amends. She's not even as good as a child. Did she really admit her mistakes and apologize? No. She was just afraid of losing her job. These idiots should all be fired. There are many people who can speak English. Why use these idiots? It seems that there is no hope for these Genshin Impact heroes to admit their mistakes. They will only shift to blame, whitewash the guild and themselves, and mock the players and the public. Is this considered an apology? What kind of apology is this? So yeah, many people from the sea and from the global are saying that she's not apologizing because she's sorry about this, but because she was forced to do it for her own sake, maybe for the job, or maybe like supervisor or manager told her to do that. I mean, lately ZZZ just got their VA replaced, like 3 of them. And knowing this problem is bigger than she'd ever imagined, even got to the CN side where they basically telling replace the VA, might put her in danger, like for real. Even in Nikki's live stream, if you know, the live comment was filled with this kind of comment. Because Kayli Mills is the VA of this character. The hatred, you know. But yeah, what do you think? Is this actually a proper apology from someone? Or it could have been better? Let us know in the comment section. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.